Welcome to another episode of the INH show, talking about geek culture, news, and lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Today, Terrence, we're talking about... Now, you kind of already did this without me, so I don't know how I should feel about this.
Hey, don't be like that, man.
We're going to go through a real, full, detailed review of Ant-Man. We can talk about it now, because it's come out.
Okay.
And it's come out for our buddies in the US.
Okay.
So, Ant-Man, the movie.
Ant-Man the movie.
Did you like the movie? I mean,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was, because it's... Look, I went in...
Again with the I enjoyed it for what it was, like what...
Because you got to go in there with an open mind, right?
What, shouldn't you all... Okay, explain yourself.
All right, what I mean by that is that Ant-Man, even though it falls underneath the Marvel Studios franchise, at the same time, it's not a typical Marvel Studios franchise. It's a heist comedy. That's all it is. And it almost feels like it's...
I don't know if I really agree with that it's a heist comedy. It's
so
still a
saying,
superhero movie.
Hold on. So you think it's not a
movie.
heist?
No, it is. There
Do
are elements...
you think it's not a comedy?
It's more of an action movie more than a comedy to me.
Okay, but how much action is in it versus the heist side of things and the comedy side of things?
You see, like, by the third act, any elements of a heist movie are completely gone. But you like the movie, I like the movie.
The third act, he goes in and does the heist himself.
You like the movie, I like the movie, we recommend it, right? So there's...
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Now we can get into a more detailed synopsis of it.
Go for it.
So you are quite adamant that it's a heist comedy. A heist comedy.
Yep.
I think it's a superhero movie. There are heist elements, for sure. There are heist elements, and yeah, but it's like saying Guardians of the Galaxy is. Well, that's maybe not a good example because Guardians of the Galaxy is probably more a science fiction movie.
It is very much a science fiction.
Than it is a superhero movie.
It's absolutely a science fiction movie.
But to me, this is a classical. It's almost a classical superhero movie. It introduces the character. It shows off his power. It introduces the villain, and then there's the third act is the showdown.
Okay.
There are heist elements for sure, but I don't know if I would put it up next to movies like. I'm drawing a blank on classical heist movies here. Can you name any heist movies off the top of your head?
No,
It's no Ocean's 10
11.
or 11, 12, 13. I said Ocean's 10 because I had a joke about how the prequel Ocean's 11 was Ocean's 10, but...
Okay.
Anyway, it's an old joke. People in the 90s would have liked it.
Cool.
But anyway, so it is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think it compares with the other Marvel movies? Because you said you went with an open mind.
Right, so it's different altogether. It's a heist comedy to me, and even when we went into the Marvel advanced screening for media, before the movie played, they actually said this is a heist comedy. They also said it as well.
Who's they?
They as in Disney, as in the presenter.
So who was that?
Movie.
At this thing. Tell me about this thing. So you go in. How many people are
So
at this?
they basically book out all of IMAX.
Okay.
IMAX theater.
So it's at IMAX?
It's at IMAX. Oh, this one was at IMAX.
Was it 3D?
Yes, we watched it in 3D.
Okay.
Do you need to watch this movie in 3D? Nah. I actually enjoyed it in non-3D, to be honest with you. Obviously, I've watched it twice. But you go into this theater, and they've got basically, champagne and stuff, a red carpet to go in.
Champagne, wow.
You basically go in, there's free popcorn and drinks, and
How many
bars.
people go to this thing?
Most of the IMAX theater pretty much filled out.
Okay, so it's big.
It's quite huge.
All right.
Yeah, it is quite huge. So yeah, thanks Luke for the tickets for doing the mandate. Luke from MaxiGeek.com. Yeah, they go in there, and I guess it's before the actual release date, and they basically talk about the movie, give its synopsis and stuff like that. And I agreed 100% with it. So. Yeah,
I still think I would classify it as its own, superhero action movie. There are certainly heist elements. I won't deny that.
See,
it's
I
funny.
think for me, I think it's the other way around. I think it's a heist comedy with superhero elements in it. That's how I saw it.
Yeah,
I didn't really see the superhero as much because it's all about planning the heist, going in there, and all that sort of stuff. But
but the storyline wasn't really. I mean. Yes, they had to carry out this heist, but it's not as though the climax of the movie is the showdown between the hero and the villain. But anyway, this is semantics, isn't it? Because whatever it's classified as.
Well, let us know in the comments below because I'm actually very curious. I'm assuming Ruthie, our one and only sort of subscriber, probably. What's your opinion?
Her and maybe my mom,
yeah, true.
Fans.
Cool. But moving forward, look, I think it's a very enjoyable movie. I think it almost feels like it was written for Paul Rudd. If you're after a typical Marvel movie like Avengers, Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, all that sort of stuff, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get that type of movie. If you're after a typical Paul Rudd style comedy with superhero elements inside it, I think this is exactly what you're going to get. And it's a fun movie. It's not horrible. It's just different. It's very different.
I think this is one of the better written Marvel movies, myself. I think it's one of the better written movies.
Better written in what sense?
It had the starting of the movie was introducing the characters.
Yep.
The second act was giving him his powers and it sets up the villain.
Okay.
And then the third act was the showdown and the resolution.
Okay.
I think it was one of the better written movies. I think it was funny, and one thing that we had read about was that Edgar Wright had left the production for whatever creative differences or something like that. I'd be interested to know what exactly those amounted to, because I thought that Edgar Wright's fingerprints were all over this movie. I thought it was really his style of humor was there. Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, those sort of that style of humor was there.
Okay, fair.
You like Paul Rudd, obviously.
I love Paul Rudd. We
I'm
said
a big
that
fan
quite
of
a
Paul
few
Rudd.
episodes ago.
Did we?
Right? Like, we're talking like a good 20, 30 episodes ago. Paul Rudd. We're like,
quite a
Paul
few episodes,
Rudd.
yes.
He's an awesome dude.
I'm a big fan of Paul Rudd. I
too.
think if I met Paul Rudd, I think we'd be really good friends if we met him in real life.
He's a cool dude. I like him.
I think everyone likes Paul Rudd in this movie. Did you like Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas? I thought Michael Douglas was pretty good in this, actually.
Michael Douglas.
I thought I was
pulled off the
very
scenes.
surprised, and I was very happy to see that he had a big role in this movie. He was almost like the Alfred to Paul Rudd, feeding him all the information.
So I think Michael Douglas pulled off the character really well, different from the character that I would have known of reading the comics. And again, I said this before that I'm quite familiar with the Ultimates universe, but not so much the standard universe. But again, from what I know of Ant-Man, Hank Pym, it's different, obviously, right?
So why don't you tell us what you know about Hank Pym? I'm keen to know what you're...
He's a bit of a loser, isn't he? He's a founding member of the Avengers. Obviously, did he not... Is it just a suit that he had, or did he actually inject himself with what he was trying to find as a super soldier serum, which didn't work? Like, and this is where it crosses over because of the Ultimates, right? The Ultimates is like he's trying to get the serum and all that sort of stuff.
I just want to know...
Replicate it.
I just want to know what you thought about him being
the wife beater thing?
Original? Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with Ant-Man.
Okay, so with the wife beater thing, I know of it. He was a wife beater in it, which is a pretty cool storyline to bring it to like quite a reality, right? It does happen, but yeah, look, that's as far as I know.
Touch it myself,
that's as far as I know with the Hank Pym character. I know for a fact that unless I'm mistaken, he's jumped from different superhero characters as well to Goliath, Yellow Jacket, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. How about yourself? Do you know?
Not really. He's a founding member of the Avengers, but I'm just keen to know what your opinion is, because you're obviously going. Most people, I think it's fair to say that the fan base for Ant-Man is not very big. I think that's fair to say.
Well, he sort of seen
any Ant-Man fans are gonna hate me for saying that.
He like a little bit of a loser character. That's why he couldn't even get things right to begin with. Like, he went from Ant-Man to Giant Man to Goliath to Yellow Jacket to... do you know what I mean? Like,
I know he's had several. I know he's had several. Identities,
iterations of his hero character.
I don't know. I think this is a really good movie. It's what the general verdict I think is that it's very well received as well.
Yeah.
I can only think of one person who's not fond of this movie, but that's like one person amongst the sea of.
I think, like I said, for what it is, it depends on what you're expecting, right? If you're expecting a typical Marvel movie, you're not going to get.
Now, you don't think this is a typical Disney Marvel movie?
No.
I think it's a fairly typical. I think the tone of it is right. The genre might be a little bit different, but the
genre is
perfect.
completely different.
Because of the heist thing.
Because of the heist thing. It's more of a comedy more than action. I still find it that way.
I think it's more action because, and again, the heist thing, they didn't spend a whole lot of time planning the
whole
heist
thing was breaking into it. Are you kidding me? He's learning like all his stuff with the ants because he has to break in and use the ants.
but no. But the heist aspect is when they roll out the maps and say, this is where we're going to go in, and this is where we're going to do this and that. And there was a few scenes of it.
That's quite a lot. His whole training was his whole training was for that.
His whole training was showing off the powers.
Yeah, but all for that moment, for him to get into the building, goes into the laser, go into the pipe where the water is, gets carried up with those crazy ants.
Well,
it's all of that.
Then would you consider something like Mission Impossible to be a heist movie? Like Mission Impossible 4, when they have to go into like the tallest building and all, and then they have to go in. Would you consider that a heist movie?
Was it based? So is that whole? The question I will ask in that case is the whole movie related around breaking into that one building? Because this movie was related to like the main point was to break into this one building and steal the Yellow Jacket suit. That is the main story. Tell me if I'm wrong here.
Well, that is the main story, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's what defines a heist movie. I mean, there's more to it than that.
Yeah, of course, it's like the planning, the breaking in, and all that, and that's where it's smart because they use the whole training and and showing off powers as the heist setup.
What did you think of Ant-Man's powers in the
shrinking
in the movie? Yeah. I thought it was quite clever the way they because
they conveyed.
They didn't cheat it, they didn't. But there were some scenes where like you would just hear the noise of him shrinking or getting bigger, and then he would just appear big.
Right.
I thought there was a very clever use, and they didn't go over the top with the.
They didn't go over the top
special
with
effects.
it, but I thought it was really cool to see how he was fighting his the villains, I guess, being able to shrink and then expand and shrink and then you know what I mean. Like it's sort of like this, and this was a great example that I told Rod. It's sort of like Nightcrawler, right? Bam! He just teleports. Whoop-de-doo! Only until I saw X-Men 2 where they showed how he was like able to teleport constantly and just beat up a whole bunch of people. Before that, I didn't even visualize that. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this dude is crazy!" Like,
have they ever done that in the book? Because I'm pretty sure that none of the Ant-Man books would have had him doing that, like getting bigger and smaller.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah,
it's great to see the fact that he was like running and he shrinks, punches a couple of times, goes big again, punches and goes shrink. That's crazy. No?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah,
I thought it was really cool.
I thought it was
the way they conveyed that.
I thought it was good use of the the power.
The only thing that I will say is some of the special effects are a bit iffy. Some of the scenes.
It's always like that, though, isn't it? Especially with these Marvel movies.
Yeah. I guess I was expecting more in regards to it, but sometimes where they like impose the ants flying and it looks a bit funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It looks again, especially after seeing Mad Max and practical effects. when you see these computer generated effects, it becomes very apparent a lot of the times.
So Corey Stoll. So
the villain. Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was a good villain. Oh, that's another reason why I think this is one of the better Marvel movies. The villain is... I don't want to say I liked it. Well, I liked him as the villain. Like, he was a believable villain. He had the motive, and he had the look of a villain. The big problem I have with a lot of the Marvel movies is that the villains are not good.
Okay, and do you find this guy good?
I think he was a... Yeah. I think he was...
As in good, he plays
He was a good villain, yeah.
Cool.
Did you like him?
Yeah, absolutely. As a villain, he executes it really well. So, I didn't realize that he's actually in the TV series The Strain.
I also didn't realize that. I do not watch The Strain.
So, I watched the first...
What's the connection?
No, there's no connection at all. It's just...
He's not a nobody, so yes.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is that he's in this TV series. I didn't personally realize it until after, because obviously The Strain Season 2 just started again over TV about a week ago. And watched it, I was like, oh my gosh! You know what I mean?
Is he bald? Is he bald in The
No,
Strain?
he actually has hair.
Okay. I don't know.
But the thing is, in The Strain, his character there was, I don't know, he's supposed to be the main protagonist, right? But I did not feel it, whereas as an antagonist, as the main
he's a better villain.
He plays a kick-ass villain. I love it. It's really cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought he executed it really well.
That's another reason why I think this is it was well written. It's one of the better Marvel movies. As much as I like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I really do like it, I really did enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
The villain was just garbage. Ronan Keating, the Accuser.
The Accuser.
Yeah.
The Accuser.
He wasn't a good villain. I think everyone can agree on that.
It wasn't horrible. It's not great. I just didn't have.
I don't think it was a good villain.
I don't have the same reaction as I do with Corey Stoll's villain. Like, that villain, I was like, oh, that guy, you know? Whereas Ronan is just like, oh, he's the bad guy.
Exactly.
That's like, it's not horrible, it's not great. It's just like, he's the bad guy. Whereas this guy is like, oh, he does it so well. I like him as a villain.
He was good.
The other one I wanted to mention is those three doofuses.
Yes, his posse, his
So
allies.
I knew that they were gonna go down that route of the whole comedy section of when that guy spoke. I don't even know his name. I'm sure I'll pop it down here.
You mean the his main
the
friend,
Latino
like,
guy?
Luis or
Yeah.
whatever?
Luis, yeah. I found him annoying.
Did you?
Yeah, I find him very annoying because he always plays exactly the same. So there's a couple of things. That character, I'm just like, what? I thought that the scene where the van pulls up and he was like, just back it up, went way too long. They could have cut that out. It wasn't even funny, it was irritating.
No, well, it was
irritating.
It was the classical. It was like the Mike Myers thing where it's funny the first time, and then it goes along a little bit too. It goes on and everyone stops laughing, but then it keeps going, and that's what it makes it. It's the classical.
Enjoy that part.
Did the people in the audience laugh when you saw it?
The first time they laughed and they stopped, and they just like I said, it was almost awkward because the scene just kept on going.
I think that scene worked out fine. I mean, it wasn't the funniest bit in the movie. I think it worked out fine though. I liked it.
T.I. was in it, the rapper.
Who is he? I mean, okay, well,
he's a rapper.
When you say rapper, there's only one person he could be in this movie, and I'm not.
Right.
Drawing any conclusions, but
Dave? His character was Dave?
Oh, I don't know, but he was just...
I thought he pulled off a pretty cool... like, his acting skills weren't horrible for a rapper. He was actually alright. He's been in a couple of other things, I'm pretty sure. But
most rappers are pretty good or pretty decent actors, are they not?
Have you seen 50 Cent?
Is Common a rapper? Is Common a rapper? Common?
What the hell is that? I don't know.
You know their name Common?
No.
Oh, okay. He was in Terminator Salvation.
I don't know.
He was in Wanted as well. Anyway, did you like those three guys? Did you think they were annoying?
Annoying. I found them irritating. Well, I found the Louise guy annoying, and I found the other guy who tried to put a fake, really bad Russian accent of some sort of accent, really annoying. And he's the guy from Dark Knight. You know the guy who had the badge, Rachel?
Oh yeah,
the cop that's
who was suspected
he's a
to be
schizo?
Yeah,
that's him as well. And when I saw him, I was like, oh no.
I thought they were fine, and the only reason I say that is because this movie, Ant-Man, was such a comedy that it's in that world, it's believable that Paul Rudd, Scott Lang can hang around with these complete idiots, and still. No, I thought they were great for the movie.
Fair. What about the Evangeline Lilly character?
I mean, she was pretty one-dimensional.
She's very one-dimensional.
Her character, not her.
And I did not believe at one bit that she was actually upset when she found out about a parent, and I just didn't believe it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the scripting for that component, but I just did not believe it.
Oh, did you? I mean, I didn't. It didn't pull me out of the movie completely. But just to lead into that, I felt that another thing I want to praise with this movie is that there was a bit of heart to it. I thought Michael Douglas delivering his monologues was good. Maybe I've never thought that he was that great an actor. My mum will say otherwise because she loves Michael Douglas. But I thought the way he delivered some of those lines was very, very convincing. This movie had heart to it. I can't praise it enough, and I think it's one of the better Marvel movies. I think it's better than Age of Ultron. I think it's better written. Yeah, I think it's better than Age of Ultron.
But it's not comparing apples with apples.
Well, I'm talking in terms of entertainment value. Yeah, like when I walked out of Ant-Man, I thought that was really great. There was nothing that really disappointed me.
Nice.
Age of Ultron, maybe because I had so much expectations going into it. I think many people did.
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy, I was probably a bit more entertained than Ant-Man, but that's because I have a soft spot for that music and also science fiction. I think Ant-Man's a better written movie than Guardians. Well, but when I say it's a better written movie, it doesn't mean I liked it better. Right? I'm saying but Ant-Man is definitely up there. It's almost, I think it's definitely in the upper half of or the top tier of the Marvel movies that have come out.
Cool.
Yeah. 5 ants out of 5 or whatever you want to...
Whoa!
No, I can't say 5 ants out of 5. I can't say it's perfect, but it was very good.
So out of 10, what would you give it?
I would give it... I think I'd probably give it a solid touching a 9. I would let it touch 9.
Oh, wow.
It was a really good movie. It was very enjoyable.
Wow. That's crazy. All right.
I challenge anyone who didn't like it to tell me why they didn't like it.
Wow. Okay, cool.
What would you give it out of 10?
I'd probably give it an 8. but I really liked it.
But 8's very high, and
it is
I
very
hope
high.
people realize
Considered
that.
very high. Because 5 is the average, right? 5 is like it's not horrible, it's not great. It is what it is. But 8, I give it an 8. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Paul Rudd was great. Characters were great. Acting was great. Action was great. The ideas behind it was great. Yeah. I can't mock it in any way at all.
Really well written. I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright. I really want to know if anyone has any scoop as to why Edgar Wright left it.
We'd
let
like
me
to
know.
Yeah.
I want to know. Let us
Cool.
know what you think. Is it a heist movie? Is it a superhero movie? Is it an action? Whatever you want to call it. Leave us a comment below. Follow us on facebook.com/InsertNameHereShow. And otherwise, we better wrap it up for now, Terrence.
All right, so we'll see you next time.
week.